Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, everyone here in Ahoy, and good morning to you sitting out there watching our online meet and greet in the first online press conference press area of the Eurovision Song Contest ever. Today we start with Australia. Australia will perform in the first semi-final on Tuesday, and unfortunately, Montaigne is not here live to perform the act, but she's in Australia and she's waiting for us now. So let's open up to Montaigne, let's open up to Australia. Good afternoon, good evening, Montaigne. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm good. How are you doing?
Yes, we're doing great here in Rotterdam. Unfortunately, we miss you. How do you follow all the rehearsals here?
I'm actually following quite closely. I feel like I'm about to have a little cry because, yeah, I feel quite. I think before I was like, I'm okay with not being there, but I feel quite sad about not being there. I think, but be cool, Jess. But yeah, no, like I'm really enjoying watching everyone do their thing, but I do feel like I've missed out on something really cool.
Wow, Montaigne, of course, we can imagine yeah, not being here is so special, but we saw you perform and we saw you acting like you did in the finals in Australia. And tell us about the story, tell us about Technicolor.
Technicolor is a song I began writing because I was feeling quite emotional, as I can be, and I don't know, I felt like I needed to start writing it based on this phone call I had with my mum. And it started in my bedroom, which is where I am now. I was lying on the floor
Oh,
over
we're in
there.
your bedroom? Wow, that's
It's
really
my
close and
bedroom.
personal.
Yeah. I mean, I show people my bedroom all the time. I do Twitch streaming and stuff, so I'm not too bothered. But yeah, and then I sort of took it to the studio with Dave Hammer, who helped me finish the song and co-write the song, and it turned into this, I guess, kind of anthem that acknowledges both the frustrations that exist in our daily lives, but also like the really beautiful support that we can find from other people, friends and family, and movements and communities that we feel like we belong to or that accept us. So, yeah, that's Technicolor, I'd say.
Okay, we saw a video of you rehearsing your recorded performance. What did we see in that rehearsal? What does the staging look like?
I guess so. There's a lot of lighting. There's a big lighting rig sort of behind me, and then just a mirror floor. And we're in a big studio in one of the TV studios in Sydney. So it's mostly just that at the moment. Like, I don't know. The thing is, I actually haven't seen the final cut of the video. Not necessarily by choice. They just haven't sent it to me, but I haven't asked for it either because I don't know if I want to watch it before it actually gets aired. Because if I'm like, you know, if I see like one mistake or something like that, I know I'm just going to be thinking about it the whole time or something. And I don't think I did. Like, I think I did pretty well. But yeah, no, I haven't seen the whole thing just yet.
Okay, and where are you about to watch the semifinals?
I think I'm going to be at the SBS studios because I'm going to be crossing over live in the green room, which will be set up at the SBS studios.
Ah, great. So you have a little bit like a party, I guess.
Kind of. It's going to be 5 a.m., so we're really going to have to turn it up
Wow.
organically somehow. But I plan on having like a nighttime party, like a encore screening kind of thing afterwards.
Okay, great. We have lots of questions coming in from the people who are watching online. Let's start with that. Hello, Montaigne. It's Chet from Let's Eurovision. In your live on-stage performance, could you enact the staging you had on your mind for Rotterdam? Or would you change some part if you could travel to Rotterdam?
Honestly, I think I would change quite a lot if I had gone to Rotterdam. I was really happy with like the costumes, the makeup, and my dances and stuff. I thought that was really cool. I think something I would have hoped for was that the production would have been a bit funnier. I think that was missing a little bit from some of the stuff, and if like the shots and the angles and stuff, and if we'd had more time and more resources and a bigger stage and all this stuff, I think we could have achieved that. I just wanted it to feel kind of like a very feminine comic book sort of thing, superhero comic book energy, and I don't know that we quite achieved it in the way I envisioned, but I'm still happy with what we ended up with. Yeah.
Great. We have another question, all the way coming from Brazil, from Mateus. Thank you for asking. From the website Colibri, could you please tell us the inspiration behind Technicolor sonically and lyrically?
The inspiration behind Technicolor was largely Rina Sawayama, who's this British-Japanese pop artist who I really admire. She released an album called Sawayama, I think it was last year, and I really loved it, and there were a couple songs on there that I used as the basis for like energy and vibe for the song, and then I heavily referenced the cha-cha slide for the pre-chorus of Technicolor. Well, that's sort of the first thing that came to my head, but I was also in like an Uber today and NSYNC came on the radio and I realized that NSYNC used orchestra hits a lot. So I think the general energy of Technicolor is a modernization of like early 2000s and late 90s pop music.
And what I like about you is the colors of your hair. Totally different than you look now, eh?
Yeah, it's very different.
Yeah, I was wondering
my hair grows really quickly.
This morning I was wondering what should be the color of her hair. And I was just, is it a natural color?
This is my natural, yeah.
Looks great. Are there some people in? Yes, we have a question over there. Please stand up. And then someone will bring you the mic.
Hey Montaigne, it's TJ from the Living Podcast. I'm wondering, you've been very active on Twitter and Twitch and stuff like that. What does it mean to you to still be connected to the rest of the Eurovision world like that? And what has been your funniest moment so far online?
I mean, that's been my way to sort of feel like I'm participating, I guess, because I literally have nothing to do, like, except for this stuff, you know. I'm just doing promo and socials and interviews, and I don't have any performing left, and I don't have any rehearsals left, and I'm not there with people, you know. I don't get to be with the other contestants and with all of the press and blogs and stuff that are there. So Twitter and Instagram and socials and stuff and Twitch has been my way of sort of inserting myself into the picture a little bit, I guess. And also, you know, just having fun, because I think the Eurovision audience is like really up for having fun. And on Twitter especially the other night, I had this huge burst of energy when the first rehearsal videos came out, and mine was one of them. And I just like, started tweeting, and I think that was probably some of the most fun I have had on Twitter so far, just because I felt really silly and I just like lent into it, and I think really people really appreciated it. And also, yeah, it was just like really nice to see all the interesting ways that like people across Europe sort of express their fandom and their love for an artist. Like I was really, really obsessed with like people calling me like Montaigne from Spain and stuff like that, and all of that was very nice.
Awesome. Keep rocking it on Twitter.
Thank you.
We have another question from an online viewer, from Dale, from Aussie Vision here. Have you seen any of the footage of other artists' performance rehearsal?
Yeah, I have. I've watched a lot. I watched all of that first round rehearsals. I just tried to find Senhit her rehearsal, but I couldn't. And I watched, who else did I watch? I've been following the Eurovision Instagram account, so I'm seeing at least like the pictures of everyone. But yeah, I've watched a bunch.
What are your favorite songs?
In this year?
In this competition, yeah?
I really like everything Go Away does. I really like this song both this year and last year. My favorite, number one favorite is probably Russian Women by Manisha, and I really like Dirty Frere's stuff, 10 Years, and I really like Tix's song Fallen Angel. That's probably also one of my favorites. Yeah, there's a bunch.
We have another question from chat from Let's Eurovision. Thank you for asking this. Could you sing for us your all-time favorite Eurovision song for us? Our team loves your song and all the best.
Yeah. I don't know if I've picked like a favorite, but I know how to sing Euphoria, so I'm just gonna
Oh,
sing
just
that.
go
and
ahead.
hopefully
We
you
love
sing
it.
well. All right. Euphoria, forever till the end of time. There is only you and I. We're going up, 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 up. All right. Sorry, I
Wow,
lost
thank
some
you.
pitch because there's mad latency, mad latency happening in my earphones. But anyway.
You know what? This is so special. Huh? A Eurovision artist singing Euphoria in her bedroom. We have never seen this before in a press conference at the Eurovision Song Contest. Thank you very much for this.
Nice, thank you.
My friend in the first row, he is sitting here every press conference. Go ahead.
Hello, this is Álvaro from Eurovisionary. First of all, thank you for bringing your Technicolors, even if you are not present at the moment. All the best. And my question is, what is the craziest outfit you have? Ever?
Ever. I think maybe one of the most interesting things I've ever worn is by this student artist named, well, she was a student at the time, named Madeline Cinco, who would repurpose various fabrics that were already in use to make really dramatic fashion pieces. And I wore this outfit that was made of like pink rose curtains, and it had like these big frilly puffy sleeves, and it kind of looked like a jester's outfit, and then the belt was like a curtain tassel, like golden curtain tassel, and there's a picture of it on Instagram somewhere. I'll like find it and tweet it or something like that. But that was probably one of my favorite and definitely one of the most sort of like theatrical things I've ever worn.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we have another question. Hello, it's Doron from ESC Beat Montaigne. Can you tell us about the process you have been through from Don't Break My Heart to Technicolor?
It's been long. There's been a lot. I don't know, like, so we start with being asked to do Australia Decides, saying yes. I had about a month to come up with a song, and I said to Blink TV and SBS like I wouldn't be doing Australia Decides if I didn't come up with a song I really liked, and we're very lucky that we ended up with Don't Break Me, where I ended up with Don't Break Me, and, you know, performed it, won Australia Decides, wow. And then, like, you know, 2 months later, find out that Eurovision's not going ahead, and then there's a pandemic, and then you're at home for 3 months, and then I was, you know, excited to write songs again after a few months and started working my Eurovision song. And one day we wrote Technicolor, and I was really excited by it. I was really sure that it was going to be the Eurovision song immediately. I'm pretty sure sort of as I went home that day, I was like, this should be the Eurovision song. I had to spend a few more months like writing more songs just to see if we could come up with a better song for Eurovision or whatever. And I don't know, I was always married to Technicolor though, like I didn't really want to do anything else. I just wanted to start working on like the stage performance for Technicolor and all of like the imagery and the image campaign and stuff. But yeah, we finished, I don't know, we chose it I think maybe in January or February, might have been end of January, and And we had so little time to put things together. I think we had about a week to decide on the visual campaign, to hire a photographer, to actually take the photos for the single and for the promo for socials. And then we had like less than a month to do like the Mardi Gras performance, and then less than a month to do the live on tape. And I don't know, it's just been like a bit frustrating because it's just like no time and like very little resources. I've enjoyed the whole thing, and it's been like such a unique process for me. I've never done something that's like so rehearsed and so for TV kind of thing. So that's been really cool, and I'm really proud of everything we've done. Like we've had zero time and we've still come up with things that I think are like really cool and creative, and I'm really proud of that. But yeah, it's just been a bit like, it's just been a rough 2 years to do Eurovision because, yeah, it's just like any expectation I had for it was always crushed by like the circumstances, which is like annoying. But again, very grateful to be here, and like really proud of Technicolor and really proud of my team who've like worked so hard to support me and like make my vision as best as they can come true. Yeah.
Wow. I can see it really touches you, eh?
Yeah, I think, yeah, it's just a shame.
And the song suits you.
Thank you. I think so too.
We have a question from Russia. Hi, this is Alexander, Eurovision Po-Ruski from Russia. Many people in Russia are surprised when we tell them that Australia is taking part in the Eurovision Song Contest. Can you explain why the contest is so popular in your country? I'm impressed.
Hi, Alexander. I don't know. I wonder if it's because we as a culture, I believe, and I don't speak to like communities or individual like communities, I mean as like a national identity and a national culture, very broadly speaking, I don't think there's like much spectacle to entertainment except for sport. I think spectacle and music is really what's the word? I think there is a fear of going over the top and a fear of being theatrical and a fear of like being anything but like just, I know, the idea of staying in your own lane in Australia. I think like grandiose visions of creativity are like really discouraged, and sorry, my laptop's running out of battery.
No problem.
And I think I think people really crave that in this country. Like I think people want to see something that is like more than, you know, just like another rock band. And there's nothing wrong with rock bands. Obviously, I love rock music and stuff like that. But I think we, as a country, have a real, fear of anything that like might make someone like question a man's sexuality or whatever. Like I think there's a fear of like queerness, and it not just as a sexuality, but like as a visual identity, and the way that manifests in art and in performance and stuff. And I think Eurovision is absolutely comfortable with expressing it. And I think there are people in Australia that really want to see that on screen and on stage. And that's what Eurovision provides. It provides something really exciting and unique and fresh and bold and like colourful, and I think that's what people want to see generally, but doesn't get approved of by either like government mandates for the arts in Australia, or even just like the industry's sort of decisions to risk take and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, we have one more question left. It's from Bernardo from the website eFestival PT. How different was it to compete in the national selection and be selected internally by the broadcaster? And can you please answer shortly, because we're running out of time here in Rotterdam?
Oh, good. It was interesting. It was really nice because I got to hang out with so many other cool artists who were also trying to put on a really cool show, and I'd never done like a rehearsed choreographed performance before. Everything I do on stage is usually chaotic and improvised, and it was a really, 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 really fun experience, and like I made friends and I learned new things, and you know, the whole thing's changed my life completely. So it was great.
Thank you, Montaigne. Unfortunately, we have to move on. In 15 minutes, San Marino will be on the stage. We used to have a moment to take some photos, but I want to give you the opportunity. Maybe there are some people here in the room who wants to make some photos of you in your bedroom. So maybe you can take off your headphones and then smile, and then we will make some photos for you.
Cool. All right.
And maybe you can wave to us. Great. Thank you very much, Montaigne, for having you in your bedroom from all the way from Australia. We're looking forward to see your recorded performance. Hope you have a great time and we talk to each other later. In a few moments, thank you very much. Yes, in a few moments, in 15 minutes, we will continue this press meet and greet, so stay tuned. And then Hila will be here with the delegation of San Marino. Tot ziens. Good morning. Welcome to all our viewers in our online press center. I hope you're doing out there very good. We are ready for the second day, the second rehearsals of the semi-finals. Today we have 15 countries here in our press room. 14 countries will perform and rehearse on stage in the venue here in Ahoy. And one country, unfortunately, is not here to perform. So we're having a live connection with Australia. For everyone who's watching in Australia, good evening. I hope you're doing fine. So let's start. Let's open up to Montaigne. Let's open up to Australia. Good evening, Montaigne. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm well. How are you doing?
Yes, we're fine. It's a good atmosphere in Ahoy. And oh, please tell us, because there's a whole new setting over there. I thought I was going to talk to you again in your bedroom, but now you're somewhere else. Where are you, and who's the man sitting next to you?
I'm at the SBS studios in Sydney, and this here is Josh, and he's the head of the delegation. And he could probably introduce himself. I mean.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Good evening
Hello.
from Australia. Good morning.
Good evening. Montaigne, let's start with you. We had a emotional conversation the last time we spoke to each other. We received a lot of comments and reactions of people who want to support you. Did you receive some messages from people? Did you get a lot of reactions about that?
Yeah, I did receive a lot of messages. Hashtag even sprung up called Hearts for Montaigne, which was very sweet. Yeah, there was this big reaction to it, which I felt kind of like guilty about almost because, I don't know, for me it was like a very sincere emotional reaction, and I ended up posting a TikTok about it, and that made it feel a bit unsincere. But I don't know, I just wanted people to understand, because I think I had been quite like repressed about it all the way up until that point and really not expressed much emotion or like, you know, frustration or whatever about not going up to that point. I just wanted people to understand that, like, yeah, in that moment I realized I was actually really devastated about not being able to go to Eurovision.
And we all can imagine, because it must be very hard for you, and I think also maybe for the rest of the delegation in Australia, not being here. Can you tell us something about that, Josh?
Oh, look, we'd love to be there. One of the things we love the most is being with all the other delegations, all the other countries, all the other artists. I mean, and particularly when it's all to do with music, and the reason we're being there is for the music. So yeah, we have a major case of FOMO at the moment, looking at all the social feeds. We'd love to be with you there, but look, through the powers of technology, we are there now, and this is the beginnings of the makings of our very own Eurovision green room all the way across on Australian soil.
Oh, wow, and it looks good over there, yes. Montaigne, all the artists here were performing for the second rehearsal. I'm so curious, what did you do in rehearsing your recorded video? How did it go over there the last, I think a couple of weeks ago, you recorded it?
It was actually like 2 months ago now. I think it was in March, like end of March. Yeah, we had like a day and a half to rehearse, basically. So it was a Friday that we started rehearsal. We, checked all the lights and the production and the camera work and, also choreography and stuff. We even had like a last minute choreography change that we had to rehearse. And yeah, that was sort of the Friday, and Saturday we got in and did a few more rehearsals, and then we just like had a little break and then launched into the hour where we recorded the 3 takes. And yeah, so it was a short period, but I think the artists over there as well, they sort of get 20 minutes per sort of round, where I got to just like do it for several hours straight. So just a different kind of preparation, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, must be totally different. Josh, there are some rules while performing the act, because I think you have to do it in 1 hour. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, look, all 39 countries had to do the same. There was, when it came after the rehearsals, there was 60 minutes for us to film 3 performances with Montaigne, and we had all the way from Europe a number of people observing us to make sure that all the rules were followed, and then within that 60 minutes we had to begin the upload. So Montaigne did an incredible job. It had its own energy as well. Like it was a pretty incredible experience to sort of try to recreate that energy in a smaller studio. I think Montaigne's done an amazing performance. It looks really special, and we can't wait for everybody to see it. So yeah, very unusual situation, but this whole year's been very unusual for all of us.
Yes, and you get so much support from our online viewers, Montaigne. Are you ready to answer some questions from the people who are watching in our online press area?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, hi Montaigne, it's Rob from CNN. It must be difficult preparing for Eurovision from so far away. What challenges have you come across, and does it feel like you're missing out on the parties?
I think the biggest challenge for me was just sort of the lack of time, was the compression of time, because obviously, had we been able to go to Rotterdam and do the performance there, we would have had 3 extra months to prepare, and 2 whole weeks or thereabouts on the stage to actually, test the whole thing and run it through and sing it and all that. But instead we had from the Mardi Gras initial performance, I did I think about 2 or 3 or maybe less than that weeks to get to the sort of very final Eurovision performance, which was quite a push, I think, for everyone. So that was probably the most challenging, just the time constraints. And then, it's it definitely sucks to not be able to be in Rotterdam and perform there. It just would have been epic and very exciting, and you would have felt the energy and the atmosphere and all the performers and the whole crew and everything, and gotten the big stage and the LED and all of that, and the 25 cameras, but we made do and we did our best.
But Montaigne, lots of people were asking me, there might be a possibility to join into another year, maybe next year. Is that possible?
It's possible in that it's legal. I don't know if I want to do it again next year. I think I need to try some other things for a bit. I did that for 2 years, and it really forced me to focus only on that, and there are definitely some other things that I'd like to also commit to and do and work on, including a new album, and I'm working on a video game and I'm working on a play, so there's things to do at the moment, and I'm sure there will be things to do next year. I won't say no to ever doing Eurovision again, because maybe I will want to, but definitely not, I think, in the next couple of years. Yeah.
And talking about that new album, is it like a Technicolor atmosphere, Technicolor style?
It'll be most similar to Technicolor, I think, yes. But I don't know, it's fairly varied and quite weird. So that's, yeah.
Thanks. We have a question from Alistair from Euroval. Hi, from Melbourne, Montaigne. You didn't make it to Rotterdam, but what have you learned about the Netherlands since qualifying for Eurovision?
I learned that it's the tulip capital of the world. I understand the tulips are very common in the Netherlands. This is like a really niche one, but me and my partner used to watch Killing Eve together, and there's this one scene where Villanelle is standing on a bridge in Amsterdam, and we were so sure that when we went to Eurovision, we would get a picture of me standing on the same bridge wearing a dress approximately the same as the one she's wearing at the time. Gosh, I don't know. There's not heaps more, unfortunately. I wish I could say I'd done more research, but I didn't.
But this is enough. Thank you. Okay, let's do another question from Destination Eurovision Poland. Hello, Montaigne. After 2 years, Eurovision fans can describe you as a beautiful, colorful bird. From your awesome creative mind, what colors describe you the best?
It was funny, we were earlier having a conversation to check levels, and I was like, Josh, what's your favorite color? And he was like, blue. Josh was wearing blue, and he was like, what's your favorite color? I was like, green. I'm like, top to bottom green almost. I don't know, I really like green. I do like green. I think that could be one of the colors. I love purple. I love pink. I love blue. I could just name colors for days. Ultimately, I just like color, and I think I'm a very I change my flavor quite regularly, metaphorically speaking. And so, I don't know, all of them's pretty good, just depending on the day.
Thank you. As another question coming in from Greece, from Rina. Thank you for asking. Have you watched any of the rehearsal clips? What staging was most memorable in your opinion?
Most memorable, I can't really, I mean, I can remember all of them is, I guess, what I would say. I don't know. I mean, I think Manisha popping out of the gigantic dress is, fairly cool. I really liked Senhit's. I actually don't know how to say her name. Is it Senhit? Is it Senhit?
Yes.
Do you know?
Yeah,
yes,
San Marino,
great, nailed it. I love the thing that she had that kind of reminded me of a Final Fantasy boss or something like that. Reminded me of a Japanese RPG boss. Yeah, I thought that was very fun. But yeah, I've been watching rehearsals for sure. I haven't caught all of them, but yeah, I've seen at least stills from most of them.
Okay, we have a lady over here who wants to ask something. She's sitting here in our press conference room in Ahoy, Rotterdam. Just go ahead.
Hello, Montaigne. I'm Clara from Eurovox. Congratulations for the beautiful song. I just wanted to ask you, how much control did you have over your staging? How many of your decisions were put into that staging? And if you also allowed people to give you advice on the staging?
Yeah, I had a lot of input. It was a fairly collaborative process. I mean, I have zero technical chops as regards lighting and staging and all that stuff. All I had was big, beautiful dreams. And so, it was people around me, Blink TV, who are the production company, and SBS, of course, and all the people that work there that were in charge of bringing my vision to life as best as they could. So there were a lot of sort of roundtable meetings where I just talked about what I saw for it, and then they were this is our interpretation of it, and then there were PDFs put together and mood boards and all that kind of thing. So yeah, it was very much an evenly balanced sort of weighing of work, I would say. It was sort of me and my stylist who did most of the ideation for costumes and stuff, as well as Mariam Sadiq, who actually made and helped design my costume, and makeup and hair and all that stuff. That was also a collaborative process with Ricky Grasillo and Michaela Simone, who did hair and makeup respectively, and they were also a big part of ideating the entire visual concept, and at least as regards my body. And yeah, so there was, everyone had a say. I guess.
Yeah, can I just add to that? I think Montaigne is one of the most collaborative and generous sort of creative artists there is. So I think she's being modest. I think a lot of those ideas were her, and of course Paul Clark and the Blink team. But it's always so wonderful to have that collaboration and have such a generous artist and such a creative artist to really push things and share that dream. So yeah, she's being modest, but it was a very good process.
Thank you. And we have another question, and this one is also for you, George, and it's about your hair and your clothes. Dale,
I need some Moroccan oil.
Dale from Aussie Vision here. Without being on the ground there in Rotterdam, what does the next week look like for you both ahead of the live semi-final? Okay, it's not about. I thought it was about looks, but it's about how the next week look like for you both being there.
I think it's going to be a lot of late nights for us because at the moment it's about 7 o'clock at night here. So we're sort of with you on the same time zone in Rotterdam. I think this year being on the other side of the world and bringing Eurovision to life for Australian audiences is a lot more technically challenging than we previously had in previous years when we're there with everyone. But for Australian audiences, look, all you have to do is look at the preparations that you guys have got on the ground over there. It's one of the most amazing stages. There's some amazing postcards coming. The Dutch are just putting on the most incredible show for the whole world to see. So, we're along for the ride to try to bring that to Australian audiences in the best way we can. So yeah, lots of coffees, lots of early starts and lots of late nights, really.
Okay.
I'll just. Oh, sorry.
No,
you go.
just go ahead, Montaigne.
Sure. Just to add to that, yeah. I mean, I think these guys have later nights than I do, and probably early mornings as well. The only sort of truly early morning I have is like next week for the semi-finals and potentially the grand final, which is like well, I come in for makeup at 4 a.m., but I'm sure I'll have to be up earlier than that to get to SBS. But yeah, just like doing that is my earliest morning, really, which I'm very grateful for. So yeah, just like lots of promo, lots of stuff like this, lots of interviews, lots of like photo shoots for media and stuff like that, putting things on social media, creating content, as they say. And yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, great.
Much. And thanks, Dale, for the question. We love Aussie Vision.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I think we have time for one more question here, and of course, you also will have the opportunity. Go ahead.
Hello, Montaigne. You see daily. I was wondering, your performance right now is probably one of the biggest secret or the most exciting one for us here at the Press Center because we haven't seen your rehearsal yet. What did you do to make your backup tape that we're going to see in the shows look as much live here in Ahoy as possible?
I guess it's not the best question necessarily for me just because I wasn't like responsible for that process. But do you have it? I guess, so there is a rehearsal video out, which is just like one of the rehearsal takes from when we were filming the live on tape. And in it, I think you can see that there's like a mirror floor and the performance starts like with just sort of a spotlighted single white light on me, and it sort of gives this sense of vastness to the space that I think is quite beguiling. Like the space is certainly much, 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 much smaller than the Ahoy Arena. But like the light, it's just the trick of lighting, I guess, in making it feel a bit more expansive and more voidy, I guess. So yeah, it's a lighting thing. I can't answer any more technically than that. But there was probably a lot of hard mental work that went into like trying to figure out how to achieve that effect.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And we have another man sitting over there, here in Ahoy.
Yeah, I thought I'd come here that you can see that there are real journalists here because everyone is watching it online now. We get used to this meanwhile.
And please, can you introduce yourself?
My name is Markus Schreuder. I write for the Austrian newspaper Der Standard and the Merci Chérie podcast from Vienna. My question is, as soon we can travel again, will you at least then visit Rotterdam that you can say at least, I've been there?
Yeah, maybe I will. That's actually a nice idea. I think that would be, I think, probably quite cathartic. Yeah, I'll do it one day. You know, when we can travel
Okay,
again.
and Montaigne, and when you will visit Rotterdam, give us a call and we give you a tour. And we arrange a stage for you so you can perform, and then we all will be there.
I'll take you up on that. That'll be lovely.
To a full arena, too.
Yeah, oh, we're so looking forward to that. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you soon. We're very looking forward to see you perform in the semifinals. Have a good time there on the other side of the world. Say hello to all the people in Australia, and good luck over there.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good night.
Have a good one, guys.